Welcome to Rank Rhino, where you can learn it all. Today, we'll be going through the top 10 movies that 90s kids grew up with. In this list, we're taking a look at the movies that had the biggest effect on us while growing up during the 90s and 2000s. Number 10. The Mask. When looking back, there were a lot of cartoons that defined our childhood, but very few of them had successful live-action movie adaptations. One of those successful adaptations was Chuck Russell's The Mask. In the movie, Jim Carrey plays the role of a shy bank clerk named Stanley Ipkiss. Stanley leads a pretty boring life together with his dog Milo, until one night he finds an old wooden mask. Now, he thinks nothing of this mask until he puts it on and turns into a green-skinned, yellow-suited playboy. While wearing the mask, Carrey hits the town during the night and starts grabbing people's attention via his shenanigans. While causing chaos in a nightclub, Stanley meets a cabaret singer called Tina, who's played by Cameron Diaz. He quickly romances Tina, but it turns out the singer is involved with bank-robbing gangsters, and the movie turns into a fight between the mask and the gangsters. What's so impressive about this comedy classic isn't the plot or the CGI, that's pretty old. The Mask was one of the first movies that taught us the lesson that with great power comes great responsibilities. Number 9. Aladdin. The 1992 Disney Aladdin movie is the classic tale of fake it till you make it gone wrong. Aladdin is a poor street urchin that lives in a large busy town with his friend, the monkey Abu. One night, he saves a beautiful girl from trouble, and it turns out that she is none other than the Sultan's daughter, Princess Jasmine. The royal guard then intervenes and takes Aladdin into the royal palace dungeon under the orders of Jafar. In there, an old man tells Aladdin about a magical lamp hidden in the Cave of Wonders. Legend has it that only a diamond in the rough could retrieve the lamp, and it turned out that Aladdin was the one.
Right, a prince like you, and every other stuff.
It turns out that Aladdin finding the lamp was part of Jafar's plot to rule the land. While Aladdin uses the lamp to try and impress Princess Jasmine, Jafar wants to use it for a much more devious purpose. After the Grand Vizier sends his pet bird, Iago, to snatch the lamp from Aladdin, he uses it to become the Sultan. The movie then involves a dramatic sequence where Aladdin outsmarts Jafar and beats him, thus saving everyone. Oh yeah, and he gets Jasmine in the end, proving that you can just be yourself and still win. Pretty cool. Number 8. The Matrix. While the notion of a computer-ruled underworld might not sound crazy nowadays, the original Matrix movie was revolutionary when it came out in 1999. In the movie, Keanu Reeves plays Neo, a computer hacker that leads a fairly normal life as a software techie by day. One night, a mysterious woman called Trinity seeks him out and introduces him to a faceless character called Morpheus. Morpheus presents Neo with the truth about the world and technology as we know it, leading him down a path of war against the technology enslaving humanity. As the movie progresses, Neo fights the Matrix enslaving technology and finds out that he has hidden his abilities that confirm that he is the one, the person that is not bound by the Matrix rules. The movie is an action-packed drama with tons of plot twists, amazing sequences, and hidden meanings. And it was one of the coolest things that you could watch as a kid in the early 2000s. Number 7.
I'm telling you, Big Daddy, you're gonna be seeing this face on TV a lot more often.
Monsters, Inc. As a child, I loved Monsters, Inc. It was a fun, light-hearted movie about monsters that are actually quite nice. Looking back at it now, the movie actually has a lot of reasons to love it that aren't just about it being fun. Monsters, Inc. is a movie about monsters whose job is to go out at night and scare kids. It turns out that fewer and fewer kids get scared of monsters, and that business hasn't been doing too well. The movie peaks when the little girl in the movie, Boo, follows Sully, a giant blue furball, into the world of the monsters. Sully and his friend Mike panic as a human child isn't supposed to be in their world. Monsters Inc. showed all of us that even though we might seem different, we're more alike than we thought. Sure, the monsters stand out in crowds and you might not be used to seeing them, but they also have personalities and they're also scared of us. If we dig into the movie's message, we can easily decipher it as a film about acceptance. And let us all hope that we have friends like Mike Wazowski. Number 6. Space Jam. It's impossible not to mention Space Jam in a list like this one. The movie features everyone's favorite Looney Tunes and basketball superstar Michael Jordan in a crazy movie where Bugs Bunny and friends play to save themselves from an evil amusement park owner? Crazy. Space Jam is simply an iconic movie. Everyone knows the soundtrack, everyone knows the characters, and it features basketball stars. In the movie, Swackhammer, an owner of an alien amusement park, wants to abduct the Looney Tunes to use them as attractions. Bugs forces Swackhammer to agree to a basketball game that would determine the future of him and his friends. What follows is an epic game of basketball in which the Looney Tunes and Jordan face off against Swackhammer's alien basketball team. The catch is that the amusement park owner has stolen the talent of the best basketball players on Earth and has given it to his team. Even though I'm not a huge basketball fan, watching this movie as a kid really pumped me up to try and play ball. Unsuccessfully, of course. Number 5. Shrek.
Yes, well, actually, that would be a giant.
Let's be honest, Shrek has had such a significant pop culture impact that it's still being discussed over 20 years later. The Green Ogre and his donkey sidekick are loved by basically everyone. The movie is a light-hearted comedy full of sarcasm, witty writing, and iconic scenes. Shrek is an ideal depiction of the typical grumpy character who actually has a big heart. Donkey is a lovable goofball. Puss in Boots is a cute, charismatic hero, and Fiona proves that real beauty lies within. There are also tons of other iconic characters like the Gingerbread Man, the Dragon, Lord Farquaad, and more.
Shrek! Oh, come on, Donkey, look at him!
Shrek is an ogre who lives in his swamp and just wants to be left alone. His solitude quickly gets shattered when his home gets invaded by annoying fairy tale characters that have been banished by the villainous Lord Farquaad. He then sets out on an adventure to rescue Princess Fiona and deliver her to Farquaad as he wants her as his bride. Well, we all know how that ends really. Shrek is a funny, lovable classic that teaches us the values of friendship, especially through Donkey, as he proves that real friends are always there for you. Number 4. Jurassic Park. I don't think I know a single person who hasn't heard of the phrase clever girl. Many kids, including myself, grew to absolutely love dinosaurs because of this movie, and for good reason. The movie starts out rather calmly. A select group of scientists is invited to a new island park that has genetically engineered dinosaurs. The founder of the park, John Hammond, has invited them to give them a tour in which he shows his amazing creation, real-life dinosaurs. Things quickly take a turn for the worse, and our main characters end up in the middle of a catastrophic event in which all of the dinosaurs break free and go out hunting. From there, the movie turns into an immersive, action-packed game of cat and mouse, with the protagonists evading the dinosaurs while trying to get them back into captivity. The movie made all of us hold our breath throughout its 2-hour duration and inspired a generation of kids that have a favorite type of dinosaur. Mine is the Stegosaurus. Number 3. Harry Potter film series. Okay, this is probably cheating as there are 8 Harry Potter movies, but it's hard to pick one. The truth is, we were all kids when the Philosopher's Stone first released, but we can't mention the first movie without talking about all the consecutive ones. While Harry, Ron, and Hermione were growing up and facing more extreme challenges, we were growing together with them and relating to their personalities, characters, and struggles. Sure, they were facing off against supernatural forces of evil and using magic while we were dealing with school, but that doesn't mean that we didn't find the characters relatable.
Hey! Run! Go away!
The Harry Potter movies were the first fantasy series that many of us watched, and they sparked our interest in the genre. Each movie progressed the story and added plot elements that made it more lifelike and entertaining, and there was non-stop character development for every person, even the side characters. The amazing writing in the movies led to a lot of unlikely heroes and outcomes. There are so many plot twists, fan theories, and hidden meanings that going back and rewatching the movies is always a great idea. Number 2.
Excuse me, where's the lobby?
Down the hall and to the left.
Thanks.
Home Alone. Now, is it really Christmas if Home Alone isn't played on every TV channel? I remember the first time I saw this movie as a kid and how much it affected me. Seeing the young Macaulay Culkin being left home alone during the holidays was scary and hilarious at the same time. There are a lot of funny, lighthearted moments like when he buys his own groceries. Additionally, the movie also makes the scenes with the burglars hilarious even though they should be scary from the perspective of a kid. truth be told, Home Alone is amazing because it teaches you a lot about being independent, thinking out of the box, and being organized. I think I speak for most of us when I say that watching it every year during the holiday season also brings a sense of comfort and nostalgia. Even though you know what's gonna happen, you're still rooting for Kevin to beat the burglars, and you're still on the edge of your seat waiting for his parents to come home. And while the sequels are great watches, they don't have that same magical Christmassy feeling that the original Home Alone brings.
I'm in good shape.
Number 1.
Simba, I'm very disappointed in you.
I know.
You could have been killed.
The Lion King. Okay, in my opinion, there's no movie that was more iconic for 90s kids than the original Lion King. The thing has it all. Action, drama, comedy, iconic characters, you name it, it has it. Not to mention, probably 90% of us cried when Mufasa died. Although it's supposed to be a children's movie, The Lion King has way too many moments and messages that a lot of adults can learn from. The movie perfectly depicts how power is dangerous and it can corrupt even those closest to us. It also showed how important friendship is so that you can overcome hardship and that whatever happens, there's always a way to get back on your feet.
No, Simba, please. Tell them the truth.
Simba is also a super relatable character when you're a kid. He's scared of his responsibilities, but he still pushes on and teaches us to never give up. Characters like Timon and Pumbaa add balance to the show's dramatic moments, Hakuna Matata is an absolute banger, and Nala shows us that friends stick with each other through thick and thin. There are tons of other characters and essential moments that I can recall off the top of my head, even though I've not watched the movie in years. It's crazy to think that a children's movie can have so many life lessons. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.